So, welcome everyone. Today's video is on the two Master Guide promos that, well, Brad, you know better than I do.
So basically, the tradition here is there's a master guide that comes out at the end of each series. Traditionally it gives basically the final battle, quote unquote, the main final evolution of the protagonist ace card, and then the antagonist card. In this case, this is kind of the end of Zexal, so it premieres the Yuma's final ace monster, number 39, Beyond the Hope, and Nash's final boss monster, Cixis Dystopic Barian. We're going to start off with number 39, Beyond the Hope. It is a light warrior, Xyz effect monster, rank 6, with 3,000 attack and 2,500 defense. Takes 2 level 6 monsters, and its effect is, first of all, that is always treated as a Utopia card. And when it is Xyz summoned, you change the attack of all monsters your opponent currently controls to 0. And then once per turn, during either player's turn, you can detach material from this card, then target one Xyz monster you control and one Utopia monster in your graveyard, banish the first target, and if you do, special summon the second target from your graveyard, then you gain 1250 life points.
So, I just want to start off by first saying, I knew there was going to be a rank 6 Utopia monster. This is obviously great in decks that can easily bring out level 6 monsters, since this is a generic card. What's the rank up magic that bumps up 2 levels?
That is rank up magic Astral Force. That's how it was summoned in the anime, was Utopia using Astral Force. So that's obviously an option for this card. It's a very easy way to summon it that way. Plus, then you probably meet the restriction or the setting for the second effect. One amazing combo with this card is with the card that comes out in Primal Origin, which is the Zexal Server, Banish Sage. And basically what that one does is when a monster you control is banished, you can resummon that card and deal or destroy an opponent's monster with 3,000 or less attack. So you banish an Xyz monster for this guy's effect, special summon the Utopia, and then Banish Sage special summons back the monster you just banished, and you can destroy an opponent's card.
So then you'll not only have this card on the field, you'll have a Utopia, which you could rank up into other Utopias, in addition to the new Xyz monster you just banished, so 3 powerful Xyz monsters. What more can you ask for?
So that's pretty much it. It does have the clause. Without this clause, it wouldn't actually be a Utopia monster, basically keeping it from being supported by most of the archetype. But it is treated as a Utopia card, so most of the Zexal weapons can be equipped to it. It's really nice there. Other cards you can use to rank up into this card, you can use, say, a used up Paladynamo, a Star Liege Lord Galaxion, various things like that. Any light level 4 rank 4 warriors can be turned into this guy. So
one other final play, I guess, suppose that could be made with this card is, since I'm working with Gorgonix, this card's effect can change all the attack of change the attack of all monsters your opponent controls to 0. So that's going to give additional support for destruction through Gorgonic Guardian, and you can summon this card through Tannhauser Gate by having 2 level 3 Gorgonix with 1,000 or less on the field, which is unfortunately only Gargoyle, but you can use other level 3 monsters, combine their levels through a Tannhauser Gate, making them both level 6, and then go into this card.
Alright, and then next we're going to have, finally, because there's only 2 cards, we're going to have Cixis Dystopic Barian. It's a light warrior Xyz effect monster. It's rank 7, and it's initially got 0 attack and 0 defense. It can be summoned with 3 or more level 7 monsters. Its effect is you can also Xyz summon this card by using any number of number C Xyz monsters you control whose number is between 101 and 107 as the Xyz material. And then the Xyz materials attached to them also become Xyz materials on this card. This card gains 1,000 attack for each Xyz material attached to it. And then its other effect is you can target one number monster in your graveyard until your opponent's end phase. This card's name becomes that monster, and it gains that monster's original effects. You can only use this effect of Cixis Dystopic Barian once per turn.
So this unfortunately limits you a little bit. You can only use the Cixis 101 through 107. You can't use other Cixis monsters. But since you likely brought out that Cixis 101 through 107, you have a lot of materials. That's going to give this card upwards of 4,000, 5,000 attack. which is obviously quite a big sum, and then the ability to just target any number monster in your graveyard and gain that effect. You're going to be able to use those materials pretty wisely to your advantage to get off a multitude of effects.
And there's actually quite a bit of functionality in terms of what you can use to summon this card. For example, you can use Barion's Force on any rank 6 warrior, which there are a decent number of, like Full Armored Crystal Zero Lancer, Gauntlet Launcher, or Photon Strike Bounds, or things like that. You can use Barion's Force to summon this guy. You can also use Argent Chaos Force to summon it using any rank 6 Xyz monster. As well, you can also use, as it's a light warrior, it's rank 7, you can use any of the rank 5 light warrior Xyz monsters like Constellar Pleiades or Utopia Ray V or Victory to use Astral Force into this card.
So that's obviously going to give plenty of materials, and then you can detach potentially those Utopia cards to gain their effects if needed. Additionally, since this card does have the effect until your opponent's end phase, that is going to be able to give you some of the more reactive effects, like Utopia's protection effects or something like that.
Yeah, you could borrow Utopia's effect to negate an attack. You could borrow number 101's effect to detach material to avoid being destroyed. Various things like that. One really nice thing is if you actually have number C101 in your graveyard, you can basically use that one's effect to just gain an extra material. So if you don't have like a responsive play you want to set up or anything like that, you can use number C101 from your graveyard to grab a material from here and just gain 1,000 more attack.
Do you have to detach an Xyz material for that effect even?
Not to use the effect, but obviously if the effect you're borrowing requires detaching, then you have to detach.
So you're gonna have to have a number monster in your graveyard to target and use that effect, and then potentially if you have a number monster that is attached to your Dystopic Barbarian, then you will be able to target that monster on a later turn.
Mm-hmm. It's a very powerful card, and obviously with the effect to gain any numbers effect from your graveyard, it's a huge amount of versatility there. Pretty much any deck, especially with the use of Rank Up Magic, the 7th one, it makes it very easy to summon this card, and all you have to do is just have something in the graveyard.
So I guess that's it for these two promos for the Master Guide 4. Hope you enjoyed and found these cards pretty awesome. Leave your thoughts below on these cards, and we'll see you for the next video.